I'm climbing out of bed. I'm crawling out my skin. Overwhelmed, I'm feeling insecure. I really wish it weren't, but I think I'm gonna make something of myself. One by one, step by step, move by move, that I will not lose my course in the pain. Hate to see, got too much to lose, it couldn't be me. Don't cost much to trade your soul, pay that toll. I don't really know how it's supposed to go. How am I supposed to know when it all brings me down to my knees? Burning pain, can we get there, baby? All my dreams are dead. All of this is in my head. I'm hoping I can break. I don't think I can do this. One more day, one more day. Fake it till you make it, is that what they say? Try as I may, make my way. I make a mistake after mistake. Got my own brain, hope for the will. I'm living on faith. I'm testing my strength. Give it up to God. Hope His glory holds me in His wake. Wake me up when it is through. I can no longer do this here with you. Trust was all we had. Now it's all gone back. I don't think this is good. 'Cause I'm at my breaking point. Take me out and make me yours. I don't think it's true. I'm a number now. Guess it's time to pack your bag. Say you're fairly well. I don't feel a thing. Season with regret. I think I'd be better off there. This seems more land. It's the season of the West. This is reason number 10. Take me down and take your breath. What? Reading from my head. You're the reason that I will. It's a crying shame. It is indeed. It is a crying shame. So this is an emergency broadcast. I've been meaning to go live lately. I had a couple things set up. So like I want to do a live on spiritual warfare anyway. I have one set up. But this is just bro. I gotta cover this immediately. This is insane to me. And this kind of ties right into a lot of the stuff I'm gonna get into. You know, there's definitely a war going on right now, spiritual warfare, and it's being fought on all sides, and it's definitely a one of the biggest weapons. The biggest weapons is the misinformation, the framing, right? It's all about framing. That's why you see the thumbnail, and it says a lie repeated enough times becomes the truth, and it's crossed out and it says becomes journalism. Okay, so we're gonna get right into this. My boy MME, and I didn't ask him before I did this because I don't care. I have to speak on it. So they're trying to cancel my boy MME here, right? I'm gonna pull up this article. The New York Post did an article on my boy MME Educating, who just hosted the ring event with us. One of the most like light, in this world of light and darkness, Like, there's some people that are just shitty humans, and there's some people that are just genuine, like, decent people. And MME is literally one of the most decent, lighthearted people I've ever met. And they're trying to cancel my boy here with this outrageous, like, it's a joke to call this journalism, but we know how they do. So now in this day and age, just asking questions is dangerous. Okay. If you don't know, he's a teacher, right? So now it's so dangerous for a teacher outside of work to ask questions when talking about topics such as politics or history or no, that's dangerous. Now if you're pushing trans ideologies on children, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Look at just the heading right here, right? New York City school teacher ID'd as host of anti-Semitic bizarre conspiracy podcast while wearing tinfoil hat. Bro, talk about framing, right? Talk about framing. And this is another lesson in smear campaigns. I've been mostly quiet since, the whole Pablo smear campaign started about 6 months ago. Like 2 months ago. I've been kind of quiet on it, but when I see it happen to other people, it's like, bro, if this is not a lesson, this is not a giant lesson in how this shit works, right? It's insane. So this is how framing works. And I learned this a long time ago. I learned this about 18 years ago when I was in the newspaper, when my family's house got raided, and seeing the way that they frame certain shit and how these people write it, what they call journalism. And like, I remember they took a picture of like a Red Ryder BB gun, like this machete that we had by the fireplace to chop firewood, right? And they took that and spread it across a pool table. And then they just write in the article, like, oh, money and weapons were found. So if all you see is the word weapons, and then all you see is just like, oh, amongst the array of things in the image is like, oh, that's a gun and a machete. It's like, it's all about framing and, the wording, word choice. It's like, you mean a fucking a blade to chop firewood? But, this is a lesson here, okay? Because this is what they do. This is what they do to anyone who questions or how dare you? How dare you not go along with, like I said, if you're pushing trans ideologies, that's fine. That's fine. But how dare you question anything and not be pro-Israel? How dare you not be fucking super J? How dare you to be super pro J? Let's just get into this. And then there's another lie in the bottom that I didn't even have to be told it was a lie. I know it's a lie. When they say reached out to for comment but didn't respond, that's always bullshit. And I learned that, like I said, when it was me and my family in the newspapers, and it said that, I was like, no one fucking reached out to us. They just say that, bro. Like, I don't know how it's like legal for them to just lie in newspapers and articles and shit. Now, this is a little different. This is like, online article. I'm sure some of y'all probably wouldn't even see this, but I want to cover it because it's like, bro, this is how they threaten you. This is how they threaten you. This is how they try to silence you and squash you and say, no, keep your mouth shut. I will fucking smear you to anyone. I'll try to get you. I mean, what's the worst part for him is like, bro, they're trying to affect his real life job, which it's not like he's teaching this shit in his school. Like, it's crazy. It's a New York City public school teacher hosts, look at right off the rip, hosts a vile podcast. Now, that's an opinion. That's your opinion, bro. That's not a fact. That's not a fact. Like, just saying, oh, this vile podcast. And I don't know if you've ever watched his live streams. There's nothing vile about it, bro. It's nothing but love and like even the trolls, like he even lets the trolls rock out, and he's like, oh, okay, that's a good question. And there's no yelling, there's no ranting and raving. There's no talking about let's round him up and fucking like, what are you talking about? Look, it says Vile podcast where he spouts unhinged anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. Where was I? Where was I? Because I watch all MME's live streams. I've never seen any of this behavior they're referring to. And then this is how they throw it in there too. They're like, while wearing a homemade tinfoil hat, the Post has learned. Oh, they've learned? And this is another thing where it's like, they clearly didn't stumble across this. Some faggot, some absolute fucking faggot was like, fuck this dude. I don't like his live streams. And instead of me just clicking off, instead of me just going somewhere else and watching something else, they go, no, I think this is dangerous. I don't think this should be allowed to be. You know what I mean? People always do that. Like, I just seen something. They were asking people like AOC and shit, if Trump, like, if news agencies should air his like his speech that he had coming up because he might address voter fraud and shit. And they're like, I don't even think they should air it. Oh yeah, so now you're the controllers of what people should hear, what information the public should hear, because it's dangerous. It's dangerous for people to know the truth, people. It's too dangerous. Too dangerous for and people to be educated and informed, I guess. They don't like that. They definitely don't like that. Like, oh, he's 43 who teaches social studies in Brooklyn, regularly posts wild videos. And it's like where he goes by Cartoon King. Like, bro, it's like, how silly is this? While they're trying to make him out to be a monster, there's a picture of him with the Guy Fawkes mask, and they're like, he regularly posts wild videos as Cartoon King. It's like, you can't even fucking take it serious, dog. This channel was established in 2015. It says the Post identified him matching images, like it's some big like he's been hiding his identity the whole time. Like, I love how they try to put together like, our investigators here at the Post, we had fucking images up on the board and we matched it's like, bro, he says his name all the time. He has no mask on like every other live. It's not like he's hiding his face. Like, what do you mean you matched it? And he references that he's a teacher all the time. So this is just fucking insane. Right there it says his channel MME Educating is filled with videos where he espouses various conspiracies. You see how this is worded, right? So they're not once are they saying like, oh, he falsely claims this or falsely. The wording, it's all about the wording and the framing. You understand? So you go, he espouses various conspiracies. Okay, a conspiracy can also be true, though. a conspiracy can also be true. So just saying that you espouse conspiracies is actually not a negative thing. But the way you word it, if you put the word espouses before it, it makes it sound like you're talking about fucking lizard people and the fucking frogs are gay, like Alex Jones or something. Which even if you were, but then it says, while clad in a wacky tinfoil hat and other bizarre costumes. Bro, what the fuck are we doing? What the fuck are we doing, bro? You see what they do? They'll literally, like, the amount of power, which I don't even want to say power, because it's like, listen, the dark side, the evil empire. I mean, they only have the power that you allow them to have, basically. I'm not saying like singular individuals. They only have the power that we allow them to have. But then, it's like these fucking administrative types. They're like, oh no, the second like any blowback about anything comes to their desk, they're just like, oh, I don't know. Oh no, we gotta look into this. You know what I mean? As opposed to like, yeah, like, who gives a fuck, bro? Like, how many? I'm probably like the 10th person that even read this, to be honest. But it's just fucking insane. It's like, really, bro. In one video from July, the educator who made, and then they put, look at this, They put how much money he made last year. Why? How is that relevant? How is that relevant to if what he's saying is untrue? And at no point during this so far did they say that he says anything that's not true. They just think it's dangerous. It's fucking insane, bro. So let's put in how much money he makes. Espouse the anti-Semitic conspiracy theory that the World Trade Center owner had prior knowledge to the 9/11 terrorists. Is that even a conspiracy? We're talking about the World Trade Center now. Before you have a 9/11, this guy just has the insight to get insurance against a terrorist attack on the Twin Towers. Okay, Larry Silverstein, you. Okay. This is what they're talking about? This is anti-Semitic? He's talking about one guy. He's talking about one guy taking out insurance on a building before it's attacked. That's suspicious. That's suspicious. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't matter if this guy's Jewish or not. Like, you see what they do? You see how they do it? And then they take these little fucking, like, 2-sentence things out of like, he probably has like 200 live streams, and he goes for like 2 hours each time. So you take 2 sentences, and this is the best you could find. This is the best you could find that you cherry picked, is just questioning the World Trade Center attack. And he didn't read it again. He didn't say, oh, this guy definitely did it. He's just saying, okay, before 9/11, this guy just has the insight to get insurance. That's asking a question. Now, you can't ask questions. Can't ask questions, or we'll run a smear campaign on you. I don't think people are mad enough, bro. I don't think people are unified enough, you know? People would rather watch NPC bullshit and watch fucking live streams about social. Watch 30 live streams about Social Assassin than to care about the war of misinformation, the war against the light. Because this is how they do, bro. They'll try to make you look crazy. They'll literally like openly lie on you, try to make you look crazy. And here's the thing about the smear campaign. Most people don't actually like look into shit. They'll come across an article and be like, oh, okay. And then 6 months from now, 8 months from now, you'd be like, oh, MME, like, oh, wasn't that crazy anti-Semitic teacher guy? Like, they just remember like the headline. That's it. And then they run with that. Like, that's it now. Like, that's the thing. It's fucking crazy, bro. I've seen it, like I said, in my real 18 years ago when my family was on the news. I've seen it. And I've seen it recently with my own smear campaign that's been run to the point where, like, motherfuckers just be rewriting history, bro. Motherfuckers rewrite history and say shit that you're like, where the fuck? What are you talking about? Where did you get that? Like, even Innovate in our battle, he's like, he ducked our battle over $200, and it's like, what? That's not what happened. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Where did you get this? Where do you get this from? But that's the thing. People just say shit, and then other people just run with that version, bro. That's how history works. You know, Napoleon actually said, history is a group of lies agreed upon. I think that's a great quote. Napoleon, he said, history is a group of lies agreed upon. And it's true, because everyone has to agree to go with that fucking version of events. But that's usually what happens, bro. And especially in today's day and age, everyone's all distracted. No one actually has like the focus to really like look in on anything. They just be like, they hear a thing and they're like, oh, okay. And that's it now. And then they move on. And like, look at this, another quote. It says, Jack Ruby, not Mr. Rubenstein. We're never ever call him that. They keep telling us he's part of the mafia. They didn't say which mafia. In Israel, he'd be referred to as Jacob Rubenstein. In America, he's Jack. Okay. I don't see like, and I love how they had to put ... In Israel, he'd be referred to as Jacob Rubenstein. Okay, this is some huge anti-Semitic thing that's like, fuck teacher runs vile anti-Semitic hate podcast. What? Because he said Jack Ruby in Israel would be referred to as Jacob Rubenstein. Like, this is such a joke, bro. It's such a fucking joke. And shout out to MME. You know, I saw him. He posted a comment. This is how I found out about this. You know, he said all fights are not worth it, regardless of the truths in our free thinker society discussions. One too many people got upset. I guess they're like, they felt away. And he said, you know, for anyone offended, you know, I was only viewing as my freedom of speech and thoughts, which is 100% correct. But you know, obviously he's gonna have to you know, take a break from live streams and shit. But it's like, this is fucking insane to me. This is insane to me. I don't even know what to say, bro. That's why I've been quiet though too. That's why I've been quiet. Like, because sometimes you just go, all right, bro, like whatever. Some shit's not even worth fighting. It's just like, all right, you got it. You got that, bro. You got that. You know? Look at this. The Jewish mafia is involved. ... Doesn't that change a lot of things? Like the shit they had to cherry pick. They're acting like all he does is talk about Jews. All he does is talk about Jews on his live streams. I guarantee these are all from like different live streams, like months apart. And they're like, these are the ones they had to cherry pick. And that's the best they could find. Nowhere is it like, oh, these Jays, these dirty Jays, they're all about money, Jews, this and that. It's like, it's not even bad, bro. What are you talking about? It says, don't we have to therefore look into what happened with the fact that JFK was saying, hey, American Zionist Party, ... y'all lobbying money, but you need to label yourselves foreign entities. They decide not, same year he's gone. Okay, again, like, where? That's just a fact. That's just a fact. So now covering history and asking questions makes you so dangerous. It makes you dangerous because you're not just going along with what they want you to, and you're not saying, if his whole live stream is talking about how there's 37 genders, no one would have a problem with that. No one would have a problem with it. And even if there's people who did have a problem with that, tried to send that to his work, his school, they wouldn't do anything. They'd look at it and go, yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah, they would go, oh, people are allowed to have their own opinions on stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's when you know it's a problem. When you can be for the sexualization and mutilation and just ruining of children by any means necessary and sexualizing them, but you can't cover history and ask questions. Look at this. They say, you crazy, how dare you not believe in the moon landing? And just like that, we went from not having any ability to ever go in outer space, and all of a sudden we've made it to the moon. He raged on March 25th. So how is that anti-Semitic? How is that anti-Semitic? How is that vile? It said earlier he espouses these vile conspiracies. And then the actual quote is, How dare you not believe in the moon landing? Like, what the fuck? This is fucking retarded, bro. This is fucking retarded. Shout out to my boy MME. Listen, it is what it is. This is how they do, bro. This is their way of attacking free thinkers. This is their way of trying to shut you down, keep you quiet. They threaten. It's all about threats. Threat. We'll threaten to make you look crazy. We'll fucking run your name through the mud. We'll reframe everything you've ever said and try to make it mean something else type of shit. Like it's fucking textbook. It's textbook. It's all. And then look, it's like he's received a master's degree. So you're trying to make a dude sound crazy that you yourself is like, yeah, he's got a master's degree. He's got a master's degree, but how dare he question history? Like, it's fucking insane, bro. And then in quotes, anti-Semitic educators and schools continue to freely promote Jewish conspiracies, tropes, libels, and indoctrination that go unchecked by school leaders. United Jewish Teacher President Mafsprem told the Post. Okay, anti-Semitic educators. I think you picked the wrong one, bro. You chose the wrong. Like, I guess it's supposed to be like the face of their movement, their battle. Like, like how Derek Chauvin was like, "Oh, look, police brutality," and it's like you chose the worst possible case, though. You chose the worst possible case. This doesn't even make sense. It says the views described do not reflect the values of New York City. Like, come on, bro. This is fucking retarded. During the lecture, Remini displayed a map of the Middle East, admitted all of the land that comprises Israel, leaving only Gaza and the West Bank, and the rest colored in blue, and labeled the country Palestine. Okay. It says during the lecture. Okay. Oh, this is so in 281 face backlash after hosted Syrian described her books, and I was just talking about some other lady. See how they do. So this writer wanted to write about anti-Semitic educators and bring up this random lady, Rouni Romania, but there was nothing relevant to write about because this shit happened in 2025. So they just used my boy MME as a scapegoat and as a link to reference this so-called stuff going on in the world when it's clearly he don't even. And then this is what they do at the end, right? They go, could not be reached for comment. See the wording? You see the word games they play? It doesn't say we reached out to him. Nowhere does it say that. It said could not be reached for a comment. Oh, he couldn't be reached. Okay, that wording actually doesn't even say that you tried to. The wording isn't that we reached out to him and no response. You understand? You really have to understand how words work. Because that's the game. It's all about framing. Normal people would read that and be like, oh, they tried to get a response and he didn't say anything. They did the same shit when, like I said, when my family was in the newspaper, they're like, oh, could not be reached for comment. They just put that at the bottom and that actually don't even have to try to reach out to you. They don't even have to try to reach out to you to get your side of it. They just go, could not be reached for comment. And it's like, no. You didn't even try. But it's all word games. It's all framing. If you remember the Covington kids. Remember the Covington kids? It was like the kid in the red hat. And there was that like Native American dude banging a drum in his face. Now, when that footage first appeared, everyone was like, this fucking smug white kid, piece of shit, he deserves to die, and all this nonsense. But then some more footage came out, right? Then we got some more backstory. And come to find out, the Native American guy was a provocateur, and the white kid with the hat literally did nothing and stood still. And the guy walked up to him and banged a drum in his face. And all the kid did was stand there and had the audacity, committed the ultimate crime of nervously smiling. Yeah. That's how framing works, bro. That's how framing works. And luckily for that kid, he sued fucking MSNBC. He sued them for like fucking $30 million for defamation of character. But this shit's just crazy, bro. Like sometimes, sometimes people don't have like a bunch of money or really what they're just trying to break your will. They're trying to break your will and break your spirit. Cause like who the fuck like wants to spend their time defending themselves all the time? You know what I mean? So you can just fucking levy some insane accusations on someone, and then it's like now it's up to you to prove yourself that that's not true. It's up to you to prove that's not true, and it's like what? Who's got the time for that? Who's got the time for all that? And it's like, yeah. It's just meant to break your will and break your spirits and silence you and be like, no, shut up. No, shut up. We'll make you look crazy. And it's definitely some evil shit, bro. Like this is definitely ties more into a stream I wanted to do coming up called Spiritual Warfare and how to win the battle. Okay. But the first step, like it says in Ephesians, said, put on the full armor of God. Put on the full armor of God. So when you are walking in light, I feel like the demons definitely recognize that a lot more. When you're living in accordance with God, the demons like they like hone in on you. They hone in on you like a heat-seeking missile, right? Like a moth to the flame. They see the light and they're like, "Oh, we gotta get him! Oh, we gotta get him!" And I'm not saying like all people are demons. I just think that when people aren't living in accordance with God and they're like further away and that they let like hate and rage and shit, and that's also why I don't like hold on to resentment and shit, like because it doesn't do you any good, bro. Like holding on to resentment doesn't do you any good. It just makes you more susceptible to the demons, because I feel like a lot of people have like evil spirits attached to them. And you also just remember, bro, when people try to put this nasty shit on your name, you got to recognize that it's probably coming from a demon. And whenever you're accused of something that isn't true, just remember who the accuser is in the Bible. Okay? Just remember who's the accuser in the Bible. In Hebrew, Satan literally translates to adversary or accuser. Accuser. Satan in Hebrew translates to accuser. Okay? And there's a reason that, and it says he accused all our brother and sister. Satan is the accuser. Okay, so not only should you not get like down about it, that's when you should just recognize like, oh, the fact that that's even happening means you are living in accordance with God. That's why the devil's trying to attack you, bro. That's why the devil's trying to attack you. And with that, I don't have too much more to say on it. I was just like, wow, bro. Well, because like when it happens to me, it's like, all right, whatever. Like I don't really give a fuck. I'm so zened out these days where it's like, it's crazy too, because like stuff that would normally upset me lately hasn't even bothered me. It actually made me smile. It made me smile. And when I realized, I'm like, wow, normally that would upset me, and it doesn't. And I'm like, just recognizing my own like change, the fact that I'm like, oh, I don't even care anymore. Like I don't hold resentment. I don't have animosity towards people and shit, because I feel like that just leads you down a bad path, bro. And like it says, forgive as God forgave us. You know what I mean? So it don't even bother me, because I'm like, I'm on a good, but when I see it happen to other good people, like that's when it bothers me, bro. And seeing this shit, it was just like, wow, really? Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm all for like people. If you're an educator and you're around kids and shit, and we see that like you're on social media, like if the people that like celebrated Charlie Kirk's death, or like I said, pushing trans ideologies and shit, I could see that like people not wanting that person teaching their children, but this is a joke. This is a joke. If you've ever watched an MME live stream, this is just insane, bro. And this is clearly the Jays. The Jays are working overtime to silence and manipulate and try to make you look crazy. But it is what it is, and just stay strong, my brother. And if you got to take a break from this shit for obviously logistical reasons with your work and shit, I get it. I don't know, maybe I don't even know if I'll leave this video up if that's gonna fuck with you, but I just had to speak on and get the shit off my chest. It's insane to me. Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I'm like fucking baffled. I'm befuddled. Like, it's insane to me. But I don't know. Let's just pray. Let's pray. Put on the full armor of God and just fall back. But with that, we're gonna start talking about control, because it's all a form of control. It's all they do. They just want to control you. And with that, I'm gonna play a little clip of a song I have called "Not Controlled." Okay. Oh shit. When you're trying not to lose hope, you go shoot your shot like my new bow. The rowdiest at the group home. You can ask, they live on my tombstone. I'm not easily controlled. Walk in the room, I immediately know who trying to get a piece of your soul. Keep what you leave, but you reap what you sow. Whatever, take away your misery. Fuck your life, blow it all of the smithereens. While you're chasing your silly dream, Billie Jean trying to make it to the silver screen. You should know life is beautiful. Flip off your boss, destroy your cubicle. Yeah, it might seem unusual, but play this shit at my funeral. I don't wanna think about tomorrow today. I got this weight on my shoulder blades. I don't know how much more than I can take. Rather than a ball on your plate, take every chance that you can to escape. But this fake shit, this fake. Yeah, it's insane, bro. Let's say, like, I'm reading at this other article here, and it's talking about how, like, oh, this has no place in our classrooms. The district reviewing his conduct, and it says a school administrator investigating the timeline and context of the videos. Yeah, please do. Please look at the actual context. But then it says it says a strict employee standards regarding hate speech. Bro, even in all the quotes that they chose, I didn't see one example. There's not one example of hate speech in there. So this is fucking insane, bro. I'm so like, oh my God, really? The shit that they'll try to cancel you for is fucking absurd, bro. It's absurd. So now, like, literally just talking about history, asking questions, cancelable offense. But again, like, bro, they tried to fucking, whatever. I don't know. I don't even know what else to say, bro. Like, trying to be a good person. Trying to be the light in a world of darkness, trying to get people to use their fucking minds and think differently and open their minds and not just take everything at face value and actually caring is like, no, fuck you. No, fuck you. We'll make you look crazy. It's like, this is fucking insane. But I don't know. For like, you never know why some shit happens. Honestly, could be a blessing. Could be a fucking blessing. Maybe as much as he loves to do that job and teach and shit, like, who knows? Maybe like that might free you up to do cartoon shit and live streams full time type of shit. Like, you never know. Like, that's the way I see it. Like, I know, I never like to go, oh, woe is me, this is unfair. I just like me the last couple months, I've been not doing nothing but like self reflection and you know, even if it's not like even if it's not something you did that was like wrong to get yourself in a situation, it's still like beneficial. Instead of pointing the finger at everyone and go, oh, this is fair and I'm a victim and the world's against it, you just go, whatever. You can't control all that. All you can control is you and doing the best you could do. So yeah, that's where I feel like I'm in a great headspace at this point in time. But it's just sad to see someone at the beginning of that journey. So prayers out to MME. You know, I'll keep you all posted. Obviously, I'm not gonna you know, talk about it too much as the stuff's unfolding, but you know, we'll definitely have him on in the future, and you know, hopefully, we'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes. I swear to God, bro, if he gets like fucking let go or something because of this bullshit, then I'm gonna make it my mission to push him in his live streams and make it to where he can just do that full time instead, because this is fucking insane, bro. How you gonna call someone with a master's degree talking about history and just asking questions, call that fucking hate speech? Be like, this has no place in a classroom. Questions have no place in a classroom. Only trans ideologies. Only forcing the kids to think what we want them to think. Not thinking for themselves. Thinking for themselves. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. What a fucking joke, bro. Oh my God. All right, I'm going to dip on it before I start getting fucking aggravated. I'm trying to stay peaceful, but it's like, bro. What?
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Fact check, bucko.
Fact check, bucko. Could not be reached for comment. Fact check. All right. I hope y'all been doing good. I've been doing great, actually. I've been doing amazing. Yeah. I just got offered another fucking promotion at my job, and I'm like, ugh, I don't even know if I want to take it, bro. Like, I don't know. I mean, if the money's right and the benefits and the bonuses and shit, like, you know, benefits and bonuses, or else I don't know, might not even be worth it. I've actually been trying to like work less so I can work more on my music and other shit too, you know. But yeah, it's rough, man. It's rough. And I get it though from this point of view, like I don't know, man. It's like it's a war. It's a war over our children's minds. And like when you spend time around kids, like you see just like how pure they are and how like, you know, if we're all made in God's image, I feel like, you know, when kids are younger, they're closer to God because they've had less time in between. You know, they were made in his image, and then they've had less time to be corrupted by the world. So that's why kids are so like pure, and I feel like that's why the demons want them so bad. They want them and they attack them and in all different various ways. That's why they attack them. They want their like purity type of shit. And you know, fighting for the children is this is what they do, bro. So same thing that happened to Pablo. Fighting for the kids will really makes the devil mad. Really makes the devil mad, and they'll send you know, the demons to whisper in the ears of man. Whisper in the ears of man. Question him, accuse him. It's like what did the snake say in the Garden of Eden? Didn't he say, yeah, but did God really say that? Did God really say that? See the gaslighting, the manipulation and shit? Like that's how they do, bro. That's how the devil does. The devil comes in many forms. And I'm saying, like, I don't even think these people are even aware that they have demons talking to them and convincing them to do so. That's how it works. Like, I'm sure they're not cognizant that demons are whispering to them, but it's demons because, like I said, look at who the accuser in the Bible is, Satan. So, Satan comes in all forms of demons. Are come whispering someone's, this person's fighting the battle for kids. Like, yeah, but did God really say that? Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? All right, now people are like, Pablo's gone crazy. Pablo's gone crazy because he can see the energy. I can see when someone has an evil spirit attached to them. And what's crazy is, I'll end on this. When I was in high school, actually not even like middle school, I think, this girl wound up saying to me a few years ago, she was like, it's crazy. She's like, when I knew you back then in like middle school, she's like, you had these like evil entities attached to you. And I'm not gonna lie, at the time I thought this bitch is crazy. I'm like, yeah, all right, bro, this bitch is batshit crazy. Years later, I think she was right. She was right. Cause I just felt that like luminous, like always like down, depressed, like angry, bitter, resentful. Like I had all that. So, and then she's like, oh, they're not there anymore. So, but the fact that like now I believe it, and now I feel like I can recognize it in other people. So, Christ is king, and protect the kids, man. Let's fight for the next generation. Let's not let them get so easily tricked and lied to and convinced to chop their own dick off and not use their own brains. It's fucking insane. For the well-being of the next generation. Okay, and with that, I'm out of here. Salute, bro. Sucks you have to go through this. Part of me was like, I don't even want to pull it up because it's just showing more people. But I think people need to know, bro. I think people need to be made aware of the tactics and the fuckery and the bullshit that people do. And it's all because like some little faggot, because some faggot watched it and was like, like again, I obviously think it's a demon convinced a human. Basically what I'm saying is these humans that are empty vessels, they're perfect for a demon to just like, hey, you should do this. And they think the voice in their own head that tells them to do something, and they're like, I got offended. No, you didn't really get offended. Really, you were tricked and manipulated to do something, and you thought these were your own thoughts, but really, it was the devil. Okay? All right. With that, I'm on out of here. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, man. Just pray. Let's pray. Okay? Because they're coming for you. They're coming for you. All right, peace, y'all.